Hello guys, it is Wednesday. It is day 2 of our reading lessons. You should all have listened or read or a little bit of both of Sadie's game again before you have come in here to hear our lesson for the day, okay? So up here we have a lovely diagram. Who remembers what this is called? I expect you all to be like raising your hand in your house right now, which you probably aren't. But I expect it, okay? So what is this? This is a Venn diagram, if you don't remember what that is called. And this is how we are going to compare or contrast two characters, okay? And yesterday I talked about our main characters, which you said were Sadie and Richie, and there was also Mom too. But our two characters that we're really talking about a lot are going to be Sadie and Richie, brother and sister, okay? We know how brother and sisters fight, right? All right, so Sadie and Richie, and we're going to compare and contrast them. To compare is to talk about how they are the same, and to contrast is to talk about how they are different, right? So when we use a Venn diagram, we usually use two circles, and we overlap them. So why do we overlap them? So that that little part in the middle is where you can write things where they are the same. So that is where we are comparing them. And the areas where they do not contrast or not cover and go over the top of each other is where you can write things that they are different, okay? So today, on a piece of paper that you have at your house, and let's say you don't have a bunch of paper, okay? You can find a piece of paper that doesn't have something on the front of it, and use that. Use it as scratch paper because you're not turning it into me, right? So it's just a place that you can work so that later today on Zoom, when you meet back with me at 1 o'clock, you have something in front of you to talk about with the class, okay? You don't need to worry about turning it in. Use your best spelling, your best handwriting, something you can read that you can talk about and share with us, okay? All right, so you have Sadie and we have Richie. So I'm going to demonstrate what I do. The first thing that I think is the easiest to do is talk about ways they're the same, okay? So in the story, they both really, really love sports, okay? So sometimes when I'm doing notes, I do things, especially when I don't have a lot of room, I use symbols. So I'm going to write a heart because they both really love sports. And I remember in the story, it said that they loved sports. I'm going to use the words that I remember, but then it said specifically they both really love basketball. So I'm going to write a little and symbol or a plus, some people think it is, but it's an ampersand. And I'm going to write basketball. You can put b-ball, but I'm going to write basketball because I do have room to write basketball, okay? So Sadie and Richie are both the same because they both really love sports and they both really love basketball, okay? So when we compare and contrast characters, we can say ways that they're the same and the ways that they are different, okay? Why do we do that? Because sometimes when we're writing papers, we want to take notes so that we can maybe use this information later when we're writing paragraphs about the paper. Remember when we do shared writing? This information may come in handy. How else are they the same? Well, they're brother and sister, right? So they're a family. Okay. So they're a family. So they're the same in that they're family. Okay. And they care a lot about each other. Okay. So what your job is going to be is that you're going to take a piece of paper later and you are going to draw this same Venn diagram, and I just put a big S up here for Sadie and a big R up here for Richie, and then make two big circles. If you have bigger handwriting, you might turn your paper horizontally instead of vertically like I have mine and make your circles bigger, especially if you know there's going to be a lot of information that you need to put down, okay? And then start filling in information. If you can think of more ways that they're the same, more ways you can compare them, fill it in. And then you're going to put some information over here that makes Sadie different from Richie. And then over here, you're going to put some ways that Richie is different from Sadie. Anything you put over here under Sadie should not be a way that is the same for Richie. Anything you put over here under Sadie, she should not have in common with Richie. So if you put that Sadie loves basketball over here, you can't put that there. It has to go right here in the center because it is something she has in common, a way that you can compare them, something that is the same for Richie. So anything you put over here cannot be something she has in common with Richie. You have to remember that. So that Venn diagram, anything that you put over here or here cannot be commonalities, something that they have in common. It has to go here in the center if it's a commonality, okay? So you have to remember that, okay? All right, so that is your job to come back at 1 o'clock on Zoom with me to talk about these things, okay? We're comparing and contrasting our characters. These are our story elements, okay? That is our big idea that we're going to be talking about for a while now, is our story elements. 1 o'clock. Look forward to seeing you.